Maybe the recording won't drop like, oh, okay, here we go. All right, so today we're going to try to make something. I'm not going to say what we're going to make. We will be successful or not, but we will try. And if we're not successful, then that is okay. We just learned one way to not do it, even though I'm looking at a screen telling me the instructions on how to do this. So you can take this as an example, good example or bad example, we don't know, but as an example for you and your science project demonstration that you want to do. Now, first I'm going to show you technically, we're going to try to make a smaller version of this. Okay. I don't know. I think you can get this in Taiwan. I know I've seen it before. When I saw it, it was about 800 NT. Does anyone know what this is? Raise your hand if you've seen one. All right, good. All right, so you've seen one. Let me see if I can. All right. All right, so have you ever used one? Has anyone used one of these before? Raise your hand if you've used one. Do this better. Okay, raise your hand if you know what it does. If you don't, that's okay. All right, a few of you know it, a couple of you know what it does. All right, so for those of you who don't, I'm going to show you. I need to move this around a little bit more. I'm afraid if this is not closer, you will not see it. All right, so well, I got to move a lot of stuff around, a lot more stuff around than I thought. All right, so here we go. So here I'm going to put these cups here. If you've seen this on TV or on a computer or possibly even in a science class, you know what's going to happen. I'm going to pull this back. And I'm going to let it go. And what's going to happen? How did it happen? Can anyone tell me how that happened? Anyone want to guess? Or maybe you know, you can just tell us. How did it happen? Anyone? As I go pick up my cups. Anyone? The air has been pushed. Yes, you can't put smoke in it, but I did not bring the stuff to put smoke in it today. Besides, I'm in my house and I don't want a bunch of smoke everywhere. You probably could use a smoke machine, but I'm in a small place and that might cause me some problems too. All right, so you're pushing the air. I was hoping someone would say magic. Oh yes, someone did say magic. Good job, Albert. So you can take this and you pull back, and so what this does, you are pushing the air. So this is one to show that, you know, air is matter, air is a gas. Even though it's a gas, it can still be pushed around. So you go like this, and it's really cool. This one is very strong because this is rather large. So, but however, we can make one that is strong like this. However, it becomes quite a challenge and it becomes quite difficult. So we're not going to try that today. I know you may be very disappointed, but we are going to try to make two other kinds. All right, so I know I told you bring a bottle. We're going to try a different one first. You can use a box. This is a box for a fan that I have sitting over here that feels very good. Now, for the box, what we have to do is we have to cut a hole in it. All right, so I have already drawn. We'll get to the bottle one in a minute. I've drawn a hole. Now, if you use anything like this, you must be extremely careful, and you might even want to ask some adults to help you cut, because do not cut this by yourself, because I don't want to get in trouble for telling you to cut something. I'm not telling you to use this to cut. So do not hurt yourself and say it is my fault. All right? This is on video that I am telling you you should get an adult's help. And I do that, and I'll probably cut myself. And then you'll go, teacher, you should have gotten an adult's help. Now I'm cutting this hole relatively small. I'm not cutting it too large, because you can always cut a small hole bigger, but you cannot make a big hole smaller. All right, so you know, those guys on YouTube make this look so easy, but obviously it's not. And also, I'm not trying to hurt myself. I have an old knife here, so this is, there we go. It's okay, I'll make a mess. I just bring a vacuum up and clean up later. All right, so here I put a small hole in it. I do not know if this hole is big enough, but we're going to try. Now, I do not believe that this will be, now notice I've sealed the top. Okay, the bottom's pretty already sealed because there was already tape. I sealed the top to try to keep air from escaping on the top. So technically, according to everything you read, if I hold this and I hit it, I should push air out the front, right? That is what they say should happen. So we need to test this though. Now, I do not believe this will be strong enough to knock down the carts. Raise your hand if you think it will be strong enough to knock down the carts. Anyone? Someone said yes. Someone raised their hand. Okay, so Minnie thinks it will be strong to knock down the cup. So let's test. I'm missing a cup. I've blown my cup away. Where'd it go? Okay, well, I have two cups. I have a couple cups. We can still try this. Now, put this one away. So here we go. Minnie was what? Right, that is correct. It is far enough away. Now, let's see if I can get farther away. Did you see the cup move? Raise your hand if you saw the cup move. Okay, so let me change directions a little bit. And we'll do it like this. Just quite impressive. I'm impressed here. Let's put this, make it a little more unstable. So that way we can catch any bit of air that's there. All right, so now we have our little small hole. And, all right, it moved just a little bit. I promise I did not kick the table and make it fall down. Now, I want to try something a little more interesting. Now, this one, you absolutely cannot do this without your parents' permission, because this can be dangerous. All right. All right, if you can see, this is a candle. All right, so I'm going to light a couple candles, and I want to see if I can blow it out. That's basically what I want to do. I saw this on a video too, so I thought that, oh, well, we can do this. If we can knock down cups, then we can try to put out the fire. All right, so I have a lighter. Actually, and these are, check that out. Can you read what that says? Jasmine. All right, so we're going to set jasmine on fire. Just kidding. Just kidding. Woo, wow. Got a torch going on here. I like this lighter. I didn't even know it's almost like a flamethrower. I don't want to burn my finger either. All right, so here's our fire. I have set a fire. I have started a fire. So now, let's see if this will put it out. Gone. Very cool. So we know there it will push air out. We've tested it with the cups, but we've also tested with fire, so we know that this box will work. Very simple science experiment. You don't even, all you need is an old box. And so that's very cool. Now we're going to try to make something a little more complicated. Let me check our time. Oh, we're good. All right, so hopefully I don't get in trouble for setting something on fire. All right, that's okay. That's my problem, not yours. All right, so this is a Coke bottle. I have two different bottles here. I'm gonna try with the Coke bottle first. So you can use a paper cup. That's actually, because a design like this, the idea is you need a solid back, right? And you need a hole. So even if you have a paper cup, you can cut a hole here. And the balloon is we're going to use a balloon to make the liner for the back. I have some tape somewhere. Where did I put it? I really need the tape so I can keep I'll find it in a minute. I need the tape to keep, oh, here it is. All right, so I need the tape to hold the balloon on so it won't come off because we have to cut the balloon up. All right, so, but we're gonna try with the Coke bottle first. I know I said scissors, but I had to get my knife, so I'm gonna do surgery on this bottle. Be sure you wash the bottle out, because if you do not, then you could have lots of messy problems. All right. There we go. Now there are more complicated designs for these, and I mean they even have some where you can make them using the large garbage cans, which that would be really cool. But I don't really feel like spending money to go buy a big garbage can that I'm going to cut up. All right. So now one thing, if you use a plastic bottle or something like this, you're going to have it's going to be edged at the top. There's a couple different things you can do. One, you can use fire to try and cut it up, but then you run into other problems because this really needs to be soft. It needs to be smooth on the top. Otherwise, you could easily end up cutting your balloon, and then your vortex cannon, your air cannon will fail because this is not strong enough. Now, the large one that I started with, there is a hole in the plastic, but because it is so large and there's still a lot of it there, that's not a big problem. All right, so I'm almost done. I just want to make the top, nice and at least nice, and it's not nice, but at least it's not gonna puncture a hole in my balloon. All right, now I have a nice smiley face balloon here. So it's actually suggested that you blow up the balloon first, so you've already started stretching it. So I'm going to do that. I know some of you love that sound. Raise your hand if you love that sound. Oh, yes. And I know some of you hate this sound. Raise your hand if you hate this sound. Yeah. Okay, now that just sounded like someone was farting. Now, you really need a couple balloons because you don't know if you're going to cut it right or you're going to cut it wrong. If you cut it too short, it's not going to fit. If you cut it too long, then you could have difficulty tightening it. But you'll have the place where it starts to get wide, and so it's suggested to cut right above that. And so I'm going to see if hopefully I can cut this well and not have to balloon. I think I did okay here. Now I'm going to have to use my legs to hold this. All right. All right, good. So I have this. It is here. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to put tape around the side so that the balloon will not pop off as I try to pull it and see what this will actually do. I bet you're enjoying this a lot more than conversation class, I'm going to guess. Probably more fun than the science book, too. All right, so here we go. All right, here we go. Here's my nice little Vortex cannon. Let me take the top off. I made this here smaller, so hopefully I can get more. Now, so we're going to test this. I am almost positive this will not blow the cups down. Okay, so I'm not even going to, I guess I should try with the cup. You know, if you want to do a real full-on science experiment, you know, you've got to try, at least try. And then when it doesn't work, you can go, yeah, well, I'm not surprised. So hopefully, I'm hoping that having this narrower top here will let it be more focused, but I don't know. So I'm going to be able to, because I put tape on it, I feel quite confident that I can pull on this a lot. I hit the table, so I don't know if that was. It worked. There was enough. I was able to push. I was able to push and force enough air here. So let's try. I'm pretty sure it's going to put out the fire. But hey, we're pretty sure it's going to work, but that's okay. We can still do it. Besides, these are scented candles. It should make my little room here smell like jasmine. And I'm not talking about jasmine in class either. All right, so here we go. No, that's from a politician. All right, so let's see. I don't smell anything. That's what you get for, if I want this, I should go to like a very nice store, not try to go to some other store. Not try to go to a stationary store is not a good place to get scented candles. All right, so I'm going to pull this back. I'm going to pull it back quite a lot because I have, now the shape of my bottle is changing because I'm using so much force. That's because Coke bottles are not that strong. Well, I got one. And I got the other one. This is very cool. I like this. I'm going to try. Let's see how many I have 8 candles here. Now, jasmine is a kind of flower, a fragrance. It can also be someone's name. It can also be a princess in the movie Aladdin. All right, so now I'm going to try to put several candles in a row, and then where I want to try to aim my Vortex cannon towards all the candles and see how many candles I can blow out at one time, because we should always try to do something fun. No, Osborne, I'm not talking about number 35. All right, so now you can see I have 4 candles set up here in a row. Again, do not use fire or anything with fire without your parents' permission, because I don't want anybody to get hurt. We don't want to get in trouble or anything like that. All right, so here is our Vortex cannon. This is where the air is going to come out. This is like here we go. Let's see how many I can put out. All 4. That is very cool. I really didn't know I could do that. Should I go for more? Should I try more candles? Yes. All right. So I have more. Believe me, I have more. I have a whole package of these. So because I bought them from the stationery store yesterday. Yes, and I bought them just for you guys. All right. So now I'm going to go with 6. I only have 10. So if we're able to get up to 10, we probably don't have time because I have to light these every single time. Ow. Fire is hot. That's why you don't do this without the parents' permission, especially using this flamethrower like. I bet I don't have to hold it. I bet I can just go like this. Come on, light. There we go. I'm melting the wax on the side. I'm not actually getting the wick. There we go. All right, so now we have 6 candles. Ignite your table. No, this is not a table. This is a box. That would be very bad. This box would burn. All right. So I know Osborne's trying to be funny. Here we go. There are no fans on. I turned the fan off earlier. Here we go. Awesome. All right, so we just blew out 6 candles. Okay, it is. All right, let's do this. We'll go for 8, and 8 is going to be our last time because I am supposed to let you get offline and do some offline stuff at 9:50. I'm gonna have to get creative. My lighter's not working so well right now. Mm-hmm. Oh wow, this is like a flamethrower. Can you hear it? I might set this box on fire. Wow, that was incredible. All right, tell you what, let's just go for all 10. All right, let's just do it. I got all 10. We'll use all the ones I can get on the box, and we'll just go for it. Because why not? Right. That way, we will never wonder if it could put out 10 or not. There we go. 10. All 10 of our little candles here are mini Vortex cannon. See if I can move this a little bit. I don't want to like burn everything down. Let's take this away because that's ugly. All right, here we go. Pull it back and get a good grip on it. Nope, not quite. I couldn't quite get there. I got there with 6. Could be the way I'm holding it is not too good. There, no problem. It probably could if I probably have to work on how I line my my vortex cannon up and all, but it will put them out. And I was able to do it with one balloon, fortunately, and now I have more balloons that my children will want to play with later. All right. And they get to make squeaky noises to drive people crazy. All right, so that is our little science demonstration today. So, you know, when you guys go to do something like this, if you have time, like we talked about doing for class, don't try to be like, I'm not after you trying to be like really professional. Like that wasn't. I'm just talking to you and trying to do stuff. Wow, that's hot. So please don't do anything that would cause you to like blow something up or set something on fire. All right. So anyway, that's the little science thing we got today. I will show you. I will show you this. This is what I was looking at over here to the side. I want to unpin myself. Unpin my. This is what I was looking at. If you want to know more information about this, I'll put this in the classroom. Here you can. Yeah, actually, there are multiple ways to do it. Like I said, you can use a garbage can, and there are lots of videos out there, and it gives you different ways you can make your cannon better or not. And it also talks about why it's called the vortex cannon, because of that ring. If we had smoke, you can't get like a smoke machine that will just make smoke, and then you can see the puff of smoke come out. That helps us see air move, and this has nothing to do with that. All right, so that's all we have for class today. I'm supposed to give you some kind of offline assignment to do. I would just say, here's what I would say: review units for the next few minutes as much as you believe it necessary. Review units 12 and 13. Next Wednesday, I will give you a small quiz on those 2 units. It'll be on Google Forms, multiple choice or multiple guess. All right, so it won't be too difficult. All right, so that's technically the end of our class today. I mean, I will still be here, stay logged in until 10 o'clock, and at 10 o'clock, you are free to go. I'm still going to be here. My camera is going to be on. Going to bring my background back though. Going to bring my background back because I like it. I like this one. It makes me feel like I'm outside somewhere, even though I'm not. Say what, I will put the link to the website, the Vortex Cannon, the one that I was looking at. And if you type in Vortex Cannon in YouTube, you will find all kinds of different ways to do it. You just have to find the way that, if you want to make one, you find the way that is best for you. Here's the website. All right, I'm going to stop recording now because I want to